Hello and welcome to tonight's edition of FYI. I'm Adrian Rainey. Tonight we'll be discussing J.J. Abrams' new movie Star Trek, released on the 8th of May 2009. But first, let's take a look at the trailer.
You've always had a hard time finding your place in this world, haven't you? Never knowing your true worth. You can settle for a less than ordinary life. Or do you feel like you were meant for something better? Something special?
You will always be a child of two worlds, and fully capable of deciding your own destiny. The question you face is, which path will you choose?
Are you afraid or aren't you? I will not allow you to lecture me. Then why do you stop me?
Prepare to fire all weapons.
I like this ship. It's exciting.
Space is disease and danger, wrapped in darkness and silence.
Buckle up. The wait is over.
That looks great. With us today is Michael McVicker and Nick Mills to discuss the reinvention of the original 1966 TV show Star Trek. So, have either of you got invested in the Star Trek universe in any way before?
Well, I went to a Star Trek convention in Dundee, which was quite nice. I don't, the costumes and stuff, people are a bit extreme about it, but I thought it was quite nice.
Yeah, some of the fans you get are absolutely hilarious. But no, I'm not really a big fan of Star Trek. I only really know it through Shatner, obviously, and I'm a big fan of Shatner. And basically just the pop culture references such as The Simpsons, that's all I know of it, really.
The show was created in 1965 by Gene Roddenberry, and it's since become a worldwide phenomenon. Do you feel that Trek has been influential in setting course of other sci-fi shows since then?
Well, it was the original and the best, I'm sure, but there's been good copies, like Star Wars has been a big hit, even the new ones, big hit, even with the new sci-fi effects, still able to do very well.
I think it's great. I think the fact that the 1966 version, the older version with Shatner and George Takei and everything, is actually more popular than any of the other ones, like, what is it, Stargate, that's not Stargate 9.
Next Generation?
Yeah, Next Generation, that's it. And that's been more popular than any of them, really. It's amazing. Star Wars has tried and done it, and they haven't done it. Star Trek just stands in a place of itself. It's right at the very top. Can't be surpassed.
This new movie is set up in a way to win over non-Trek fans as well as hardcore followers. Do you think that there'll be plenty in there to entice fans from both sides of the spectrum?
I think they will, because J.J. Abrams is a good director. He's like things with Lost and Cloverfield were really good things to watch, and like the inclusion of good stars as well as unknown people who could be great stars in the future. I think.
Yeah, I think it has enough. I think it's made a lot of changes that I don't think hardcore fans are very happy with, but it's also kept in a lot of elements that hardcore fans will be happy with. And I think that mixture, along with introducing new elements to it, not only freshens the Star Trek franchise, it also freshens up the movie, and it makes money, and that's what it's all about.
Do you think that there's intelligent life out there,
No.
apart from our own life?
No intelligent life out there. None.
I think there will be. If you don't think that, then you're a bit stupid, aren't you? If you think that, then you think that you believe in God, because God only created the world just for us, not for the whole entire universe.
Great, well thanks for joining us in the studio. Now I'll hand over to Danielle with today's news.
Thanks, Adrian. On Monday, 1,000 people flocked to the final resting place of Baby P. The toddler died last November after being tortured to death by his mother, stepfather and their lodger. Many mourners arrived at the St Pancras and Islington Cemetery at the break of dawn and were still arriving even as darkness descended on the memorial site. They all left tributes to the tragic top by laying flowers, candles, pictures and soft toys. Despite the freezing cold weather, mourners huddled together, united in grief. People all over Britain are still waiting for justice to be served to those who neglected to pick up on the abuse, such as doctors and social services. Until justice is served, we can only take comfort in the fact that Baby P now rests in peace. Over in Florida, the remains of a 6-foot alligator and a 13-foot python had been found in the Everglades. The Burmese python had to try to swallow the alligator, but the task had proved to be too much for the python when it exploded in the swamp. The head of the python is also missing from the scene. Park rangers were stunned by the discovery. According to Professor Frank Mazzotti, the alligator may have clawed at the python's stomach, causing the explosion. He also believes that if they can kill an alligator, they can kill other species. And in celeb news, it looks like Gary Barlow and former Take That bandmate Robbie Williams have reconciled their differences after 11 years. The pair were filmed chatting about football on Sky One. Does this mean a reunion on the cards? We'll have to wait and see. As for the weather, it's a good idea to keep those umbrellas handy over the next few days. And that's all for today's news. Back to you, Adrian.
Thank you, Danielle. Well, that's all, folks, today. But join us next time where we'll be discussing the DVD release of Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Until then, good night.